When it comes to foster care, statistically, Black and Latino children are more likely to enter the system and stay longer than white children. Despite federal intervention nearly 3 decades ago, it remains a challenge. But Usher Qureshi shows us how one nonprofit found that taking an anti-racist approach could create some better outcomes.
This is going to be fun.
44-year-old Nikisa Johnson decided she wanted to become a foster mom 16 years ago.
I decided I wanted to open my home up to other kids that may need a home, a stable home, stable, loving home. I have 2 16-year-olds, a 14-year-old, 12-year-old, 10, and an 8-year-old.
Today, with 3 Black children and 3 Hispanic children, her house is home to a multi-ethnic modern family. 16-year-old Davian Johnson, the only boy in the family, came to live with Nikisa when he was just a baby. He's since been adopted.
Some days in the house, it might be a little loud and it might be quiet, but I like being around them. I treat them like they're my very own family, even though they come from different backgrounds.
Amen.
Amen. Abby Ortiz had been in multiple foster homes before this one.
It's like I have friends in my house that I can talk to about my mom and they'll understand what I'm saying, you know?
Thank you.
And I feel like if I never came here, I wouldn't have been able to prosper into who I am today.
According to the latest numbers of the more than 430,000 children in foster care across the U.S., more than 54% are Black, Hispanic, or multiracial.
All the agencies who are in this business know children of color, particularly African-American children, and their families get reported for child abuse and neglect at much higher rates than other families.
Beverly Jones with Lutheran Child and Family Services in Illinois says her agency decided to confront systemic racism in the system head on by taking an anti-racist approach.
We set a goal that over the course of a year, we would increase the number of children of color who left foster care to a loving forever family, and we would decrease the time in care by 5%.
After analyzing its own statewide and agency data, LCFS uncovered implicit bias and institutional racism were influencing inequitable outcomes.
Just having the data in front of you and regularly having it in front of you makes you think, like, how could this happen? Because I'm not biased.
They mandated anti-racism training for all staff, real-time data analysis to monitor outcomes, and changed the way they engaged with families of color.
And ask the people with whom you are interacting, what would they like to see? What do they need? As opposed to us predisposing that we know what's best for them.
Their proactive efforts surpassed their goals, decreasing the median time in foster care of children of color by 16% and increasing permanent residency by 47%.
There's not a clear path, and there's not a recipe of where you go, but you have to start somewhere.
For mothers like Nikisa Johnson, addressing the inequities of the system mean more kids like hers would have a chance to dream bigger.
I hope they decide to go off to college or trade school or to do something for themselves, believe in themselves, and do whatever their heart desires.
Reporting from Chicago, I'm Usher Qureshi.